direction. But today, FIFA have come in, and I think it's game over. I think it's time for us to now know what direction our football is headed. We'll come back and talk about all of this and get across to someone on the phone as well from Yenegoa on Sports Tonight. Join us again. All right, thank you for joining us. It's time for us to quickly now take a look at football in the boardroom. We've talked about the football on the pitch, the Falconets, the Super Eagles, the world rankings, and all of that. We're expecting you to talk to us so that we can get your feedback on Sports Tonight. But Dumnodi, let's talk about the football in the boardroom. A lot of confusion. And I tend to believe now that when the night is darkest, it's the closest you are to daybreak. When the night is darkest. I mean, about this time yesterday, we didn't even know what direction we were going because the electoral committee was on one side, the crisis of the NFF on the other side, the board, not the board on one side, government intervention, interference on one side. But today, it's a different story. But let's just talk about Aminu Megeri very quickly. The story of Aminu Megeri Dumnodi is the story of a man that was thrown out. He came in, was thrown out again, and has come in again. What next?
Well, simple for him. You've seen two. Because
today FIFA came out with a letter stating that this man should get back to his position as NFF president.
And do you think that's the first time? Remember the court case in 2010 that the court nullified the election in the first place.
The Nigerian courts.
The Nigerian courts. So, well, it just have to come back. FIFA has they waded in. They are the custodian of football in the world. They probably understand what is, because they got to be. There's somebody feeding them with information of what is going on in Nigeria house of football. But I mean, it's just simple. Get the warring factions together. Try to bring them together. Let there be peace, level playing field, make the electoral space very open, make those aggrieved members, those people who felt they were a bit shortchanged, those who felt they were not allowed to get forms, they were denied forms, let them get forms, create a level playing field so that at the end of the day, you go out with your heads high.
Well, in case you're doubting what we're talking about, what we're seeing on your screen is the letter that came from FIFA dated August 14, that's today, and it's talking about the situation of the Nigeria Football Federation, written, of course, to the General Secretary of the Nigerian Football Federation, Musa Amadu. And you can, I don't know if you're a very quick reader and you are able to just follow through as those things are scrolling on your screen. For those of us who have been able to read this letter, at some point, even in this letter, FIFA said that the situation in Nigeria has been so confused that there was a need for us to just sheath the sword and plan and compose ourselves and try to move our game forward. These are the pictures, I beg your pardon, that's the letter, situation of the Nigerian Football Federation. Well, we know that a lot of you may not be able to read this very quickly, and because of the size, just to confirm to you that the letter indeed came from FIFA and is dated August 14, which is today. And it's signed, the second part of it, as it scrolls up, you will see it was signed by the same man who signed that first letter that came in. I'm sure you're seeing it on your screen now. It will come, that's the signature, but his name is Cartnell. That's it. Marcus Cartnell, Deputy Secretary General of FIFA. That's the letter that came in today, and I think that's the letter that is the game changer for all the warring factions and all those and all the other warring factions. But for those of you who can't read the letter, let's just summarize for you the recommendations of FIFA in that letter. Number one, they said Aminu Megeri's impeachment on July 24 did not comply with FIFA's statutory provisions. They said the two suspended NFF Executive Committee members, Chris Green and Ahmed Yusuf Fresh, should return to their posts. They said the dropped members of the NFF Electoral Committee and the Electoral Appeals Committee should return to their posts. You know, we said all of these things before as well. FIFA just confirming that they stick to their statutes when dealing with their member associations. Let's read very quickly the other recommendations of FIFA. It says the electoral process for August 26 be thrown open to everyone and managed by the Electoral Committees elected by the Congress of November 2013 in Warri. And of course, the last one, they said, look at it, look at the language. NFF President Aminu Megeri must preside over the NFF Congress of August 26, 2014. That's what FIFA recommended in the summary of the letter, because we know a lot of you may not be able to read very quickly of what FIFA said. But before we came on air, we got across to Aminu Megeri, and we tried to see if he will be able to talk to us on air. He says no, he's not going to talk, he's not ready for any interview. But we were able to pick out a few things from what he said, and we have put it out on slide for you to read his immediate reaction. Immediately we got this letter and we put a call across to him. And let me just try to read out for you. I'm sure it's going to come on your screen any moment from now. That's it. That's it. Aminu Megeri says this is a sober moment. FIFA's pronouncement is not personal victory for anybody. Rather, we should see this as a sober moment for the football family. What we've gone through in the last few weeks should serve as a lesson for all of us and make us better and stronger in our commitment to develop the game in Nigeria. This is time for all of us to pull together in Nigeria's interest. That's Aminu Megeri, NFF president, speaking to Sports Tonight a few minutes after the letter came from FIFA reinstating him as the president of the Nigerian Football Federation. Well, let's cross quickly to Yenegua, because we have joining us online a former executive committee member of the Nigerian Football Federation, Singabele. He represented the South in the board under Sani Lulu, and he joins us on Sports Tonight. Dr. Singabele, thank you for joining us on Sports Tonight. What's your immediate reaction to what has happened today, the letter from FIFA asking that Aminu Megeri be reinstated as NFF president?
Well, thank you, Pt.2. Oh. Hello?
Go ahead, we can hear you.
Yes, thank you for reaching out to me. On my own part, I, for some time, deliberately decided to keep up the scene. Not because I'm not interested in football. Yeah. I'm quite interested in the game and in the progress of our country. First of all, let me say that Aminu Megeri's board, has achieved quite a lot, and we all know the results. There may be internal problems, as we witnessed in the last few weeks or so. Now, but the hard lessons to learn from it are very clear. First of all, let us not forget that the scenario we're having now is quite similar to what we had in 2010, when Sani Lulu was president and Aminu Megeri himself was chairman of the finance committee of the then NFF board. Now, the events that took place briefly, if I will recall, most people who know my name will know that I stood very firm against the maladministration that was going on at the time. And for now, I was even suspended, even by the same board members who shared the same views with me. But all that is history. Now, what am I trying to say? When Megeri was impeached, and they gave several reasons. There were a lot of mismanagement of funds. It was not calling board meetings. And I asked the question,